Hello everyone, welcome to another editorial assessment. Today we are going to make an assessment about a special topic which is more familiar to you. The topic is at the root of India's manufacturing challenge. Once again, at the root of India's manufacturing challenge. The editorial was prepared by Pullappri Balakrishnan, and he's an economist too. Here we are going to discuss about the fact that when the trade and industrial policy regime was overviewed in 1991, the need for an economic system or for manufacturing, including schooling, training, and infrastructure, was overlooked. So this is the subject matter of today's editorial. I have already informed you that it is a topic which is sometimes familiar to you and sometimes unfamiliar to you. But today we are going to study about the economic system of the country, which is reformed in 1991 for the upliftment of the country. So that is the primary objective of the editorial that we are going to assess today. It's a very relevant topic and it's a very important topic too that will help you to improve your talent, your ability and your culture too. And it helps us to know about the history of economic system of India. So these are the facts that today we are going to discuss, is that the economic system of India, what are the changes that happened in the economic system of India, what are the initiatives that the government is going to take or that had taken in the past. So let's move forward for the further detailed analysis. Moving forward for the further detailed analysis, I have been interested to start from the first, that is 1991. Some of you have learned about that. There have been some changes happened in 1991. What is the change? The government of India adopted a policy called LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. This is the major step taken by the government for the upliftment of the manufacturing sector and the tertiary sector and the primary sector too. So, this is the first thing that we are going to discuss today. The topic of the editorial is at the root of India's manufacturing challenge. So, Pullappri Balakrishnan is trying to make you the sense that what are the changes that is happening in an economy and what are the changes that allow us to know about the economy. So, the changes that happened in 1991 is that LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. So at liberalization, government tries to liberalize many fields. We have already know that some of the tax systems that permit India's or that tries to block India's trade and other activities. So after 1991, government tries to make a change for this, is that to liberalize some field. Next one is privatization, to privatize some of the field to reduce the burden of government. And the third one is privatization, and the third one is LPG, globalization. Globalization means that the whole world becomes a single market, which means the country is trying to integrate with all other countries in the nation, which means creating an equality in the country. That means that liberalization, privatization and globalization, these are the main changes done by government. So here the government is analyzing now is that we have already studied the fact about the importance of this change of 1991 reforms. So at here, the government is analyzing that some of the measures taken by the government did not lead to the improvement of the manufacturing sector. Already we have said that some of the main initiatives that government take, like 2014 Make in India, other all type of measures or missions that taken by the government, so that it came to an failure, which means that government cannot expect much result from that, and government is not receiving also much expected result from there. So here government tries to analysis about the manufacturing sector, which is the change happened in 1991. So these are the facts that we are going to discuss today. So the main factor is that government had analyzed many of the field manufacturing sector and tertiary sector. Government observed and find out many changes have happened in many other sectors, but not the manufacturing sector. There are more to improve for the manufacturing sector, and the missions taken by the government did not bring the expected result, like Make in India, Scheme India, like that. So here we are going to discuss about these factors. Why it does not bring the expected result? I have realized the fact that by reading this editorial is that here Pillapri Balakrishnan is trying to find out the fact that why the government is not taking the decision in an order. They are making a decision and they are implementing it that time, but they are not giving forward for the next times, and they are not continuing it. That is the correct word. They are not giving importance. They were moving for the another plan and they were leaving the earlier plan that have they taken. So that is the main problem of the government, is that they were moving first forward. That is the very essential thing that we have to notice, that government is not concentrating on a particular thing, and the fact that government also cannot follow a particular factor. They have to identify all the factors and their problems too. So but here government need to give more importance to the manufacturing sector, because manufacturing sector is the main pillar of the economic system of India. Without economy the country cannot sustain, and without economy the country cannot produce money and people cannot eat too. So that is the main structure, is that government have to give more focus to the manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector gives the boost for the economic boom and economic depression too. They can give these two things, these two phases of the economic stages. So in my opinion, government have to concentrate more on the policies that are taken by themselves itself. So this is the main thing that I have discussed in the editorial at the first part during 2014 and 1991. At the last part of the editorial person addresses about the educational system of India. Here, government tries to adopt many policies for the education of the young ones, because they believe that today's education of the young one is the tomorrow's investment. So like that, government tries to give more policies and missions for the educational sector, and like Antyojaya and Yodhana schemes, midday meal scheme at the school for and improving their infrastructure at the future. So they were investing now and to give or receive the future future money. So like that way government have addressed this and observed that from the educational sector too, many people were employed but they were not educated, and sometimes they were employed but they were not educated. Sometimes if they are educated but they cannot receive the expected job from their studied material. So like that they faces unemployment in the country. That is the main factor too for the expected result. So here is also one factor, that unemployment is the major thing that the country is facing. So people have to work hard more on their subject. Many people are studying now but they were not jobbed. They have hard working, but some people are not going for some jobs because not due to that it's not a white collar job and it's not up to their study material. So likewise government had observed this problem too. So government have improved many schemes for the upliftment of the employment sector, like that MNREGA and other factors, but it's not up to the educational level of the people those who have studied very hardly. So in my opinion government have to focus more upon these things too, to create more employment opportunities for the individuals up to their educational level and up to their situation. So these are the factors that government need to focus more on and government need to invest more on. So in my opinion the editorial is very good for the future generation to read on. The coming officers can create more changes in there. So the people who are believing that government is doing well Yes, of course, government is doing well, but government have to focus more upon the upliftment of the society to bring a country like country India as a developed nation. Now we are only in the position of a developing country, so the government, if they're working more efficiently and perfectly, they can bring the country to a developed one. So this is my opinion about the editorial. Please read out and find more facts about it. Thank you so much.